is Tuesday, and every time I'm about to get on here, I always like check my watch to make sure it is Tuesday because I feel like I just was on here doing a Tip Tuesday. But it is Tuesday, and this Tip Tuesday is going to be a little bit longer than the other ones, so I'm going to go ahead and get started because it is 2:02. But when I did a poll the other day, I gave y'all options to tell me what you would like to see more of on our team page, and what kind of trainings, what kind of help, what kind of posts you would like to see to help you in your business. And the number one overwhelming answer was PRV training. So I wanted to hop on here real quick today and talk to y'all about, do a little training on PRV. I'm going to do like a mini session. I know I don't like to do long videos because I know that we start to lose interest. But if y'all can give me probably, I don't even know how long it's going to take, but I wanted to talk to y'all about PRV. So the first thing I want you to do, if you need help in PRV, there are many things that you can do to help yourself with PRV. And PRV for our new people are personal retail value or volume. And it's pretty much your sales pre-tax. So that's the goal. There's certain goals you have to meet every month with your PRV. Once you start being a leader and you have a team, you have to have a minimum of 500 PRV to be paid at title. Once you have a team, you have to have 200 PRV minimum to stay active. You have to have 200 PRV in 1 month for a 4-month consecutive time to stay active. So PRV does have meaning. PRV is what you get paid off of. If you are an essential consultant, you get 20% of your PRV in your paycheck. If you are certified or above, you get 25% of your PRV. And if you have more than 2,000 PRV in 1 month, you get an extra 5% bonus. So you get 30% on your 2,000 PRV if you have that in 1 month. So PRV is what makes our world go round. It's a big part of our paycheck. It is a part of why we're all doing this. So the first thing I want you to do when you're thinking about how you can have more PRV, or you want more training on PRV, is to take it back to when you first joined. If you're new, then you're going to be rolling into this, but think back to when you first joined. What did you have to do to get your PRV? Usually when someone signs up, their first month or two are their biggest months in PRV. Think back to what you did. You announced that you're a Scentsy consultant. You booked all the parties. You told all your friends that you're now a consultant. You talked to people. You shared what you were doing. So that all continues throughout your whole journey. Next month, I'll be doing this for 2 years. And it comes down to the basics for PRV. So the first thing that's going to roll your PRV are parties. We get paid to party. If you don't like doing parties, you need to find a way that you do like doing parties. There are many different kinds of parties you can do. And I do have some notes here, so I'm going to be checking to make sure I hit everything. But home parties, Facebook parties, online parties, text parties, pouch parties. There are endless amounts of parties. If you go on to just Pinterest or even Google and just search Scentsy party or how to have a successful Scentsy party, there's going to be multiple trainings and ideas that come up. But it all goes back to partying. And I remember, not going to lie to y'all, I'm very honest and you know that. Not long after I got started, I was like, I don't need to do parties. Like, I had such a strong customer base local to me that I was like, I get my minimum plus more every month and it's consistent and I don't want to do parties. And then I saw that I started to suffer a little bit. So I realized I do need parties. Booking parties is going to give you more PRV. End of story. And if you say, well, I don't know how to go about booking a party, you need to talk to your front line. Point blank, period. And part of this business is, I don't know what the word is for it, because I don't want to use the wrong word. But if you need any help in your business, you should be going to your front line. If your front line can't help you, then you should be going to their sponsor or director. But you should have an open communication with your upline, the person that you signed up under. Talk to them about ideas on how to book parties. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later too. But simply just asking someone, do you want free Scentsy, will go a long way. You don't necessarily have to use the word party. You can just say, do you want free Scentsy? Or if someone says, gives you a big order, or even if they don't give you a big order, you can just follow up before you ring them out and say, do you want this for free? Or would you like free and half price Scentsy? That's all you have to ask. You don't have to say, hey, do you want to do a party? You don't have to clean your house. It'll be fast. I'll do all the work. You don't need a word bombing on them. You just need to say, hey, you want some free Scentsy? And see what they say. Leave it open-ended. Leave it with a question and see what they say. The second part of partying is that you're going to be told no. And a lot of people don't like to book parties because they don't like to be told no. And I was also once there. I don't want to be pushy with people. I don't want to be the person who's always looking for someone. There's a way to go about booking parties. Personal communication, one-on-one, whether that be face-to-face, phone, messaging, Facebook Messenger, text, any of that. Making it more of a personal relationship instead of posting, hey, I need 5 hostess this month. And I'll talk about this a little bit later too, but most likely those posts that you are spamming people with, asking for hosts, you're not going to get much response out of those. So make it personal. Message someone, call someone, talk to someone in person. It will go a long way, I promise. The second thing I'm going to tell you, so the first one was partying. The second one is follow-ups. And you're going to hear this till the cows come home, actually both of those, but you need a follow-up system. If you don't have a follow-up system for your business, that's what you need to stop right now, and you need to figure out what you want to do. There are many trainings that I've posted on here. You can use the search bar in Grace and Grit for systems or follow-ups to see what comes up. There's a 2x2x2 system. There is Maven, which is now Amy, that Scentsy pairs with to help us do our follow-ups. There are binder systems that you can do, or you can make your own. Whatever works for you is what you need to use. What works for me might not work for someone else, and that's okay. But you do need to have a system. When you follow up with someone on a sample, an order, checking in to see if they need a restock, all of that can lead to PRV. So when you're following up to someone, and I just started this, like I mentioned a couple Tuesdays ago, following up on those samples you send. Don't just blindly give people samples. 1, you should have their information to follow up. And 2, you should message them and say, hey, just want to see if you like it. And some of them will say, oh, I loved it, and I'll put it with my next order. And some people will say, not for me. And all you need to say is, awesome, I'd just like to know what my customers like. And also, that leaves you stuff to go back and look at. So in a month, if they haven't ordered, or a month or 2 they haven't ordered, you can go back and say, oh, she really liked Harbor's Edge. Let me make sure I tell her that's, it's not in the catalog. It can go away while supplies last and go away at any time. And that's another way to follow up with them. You should be following up with people about specials, joint specials, flash sales, holiday collection, harvest collection that's about to come up. Obviously yesterday, I know we all know people who love Spider-Man and Mickey and Minnie. You should have been reaching out to those people, following up with them and saying, hey, just want to make sure that you saw my post that Spider-Man's coming out tomorrow. I heard that the scent is amazing, or I smelled the scent at SFR and it was the bomb. It doesn't have to be salesy. It doesn't have to be pitchy. It can just be sincere in your follow-up. But you have to have some type of system. All of my systems, except my sample follow-up, they're in Amy, because I have it set up that I have it a certain time frame that it will message, or that it'll alert me to follow up with people. I have made that my own. I do pay for that every month, but if you're a new consultant, I just shared this morning that you get 120 days free. So 3 months to kickstart your business for free to use that. And I think once after that, it's like $8 a month. And it's worth it, because you got to think, if you get a say you get $100 worth of orders in 1 month, you've more than quadrupled what you paid for that follow-up system. So that was number 2, follow-ups for PRV. And I know some people are like, oh, well, I know that I need to book parties and I need to do follow-ups, but I don't like doing it. That's part of our business. And I think looking at our business in a different light and seeing that you're going to have to go after the things you want. They're not all going to come to you and sit in your lap and tell you that they want it, which was a hard realization of my own business. That you're going to have to work for the PRV. People aren't going to be messaging you every day saying, oh, I want to host a party. Will you get those? Absolutely. But to have a consistent PRV every month, you're going to have to work for it. You're going to have to reach out to people. You're going to have to use your workstations. You're going to have to use the contacts in your workstation, and you're going to have to reach out to them and ask them to party, or ask how they're doing, or ask how their wax is, or their counter clean, or whatever it may be. So follow up with your customers. You should be doing that at least a couple times a week. I'm not going to say you have to do it every day. I personally do it every day on my app because I like to stay up to speed on how long it's been. But follow up. The third thing should be your goals. Your goal every month should not be to have 200 PRV. And I know that may sound harsh, but listen, hear me out. If your goal is to do 200 PRV every month to stay active and you don't reach that goal, then what? You didn't reach the goal and you're not active, and that means that now you have to do 200 within the next few months to stay active. You should have big goals. You should have goals that scare you. I remember when I first started to, and this is all a learning process, so some of this stuff that I'm saying, it really hits hard to me because these are all things that I was thinking when I first joined. But your goal should scare you. Your goal should almost make you feel like, not that you can't do it, but it's like way far out there. That's a real goal, something that you have to work towards to gain. So my goal every month used to be 1,000 PRV. And it was stayed 1,000 PRV for a long time. And I would hit that goal every month. Every month I hit 1,000 PRV. And I was like, yep, I'm hitting my goals. I'm doing my thing. And then I realized I'm not challenging myself. I'm not pushing forward. I know I can get that 1,000 every month. I need to be pushing for 1,500 every month. I need to be pushing for 2,000. Last month, I made a goal to get 2,000 PRV because I wanted that pay bonus. I wanted that extra 5%, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video. And I did it because I mapped out how I was going to do it, how many parties I needed to have, how many I knew. Sometimes you will learn or hear that people want to order the next month for like Scent of the Month or Warm of the Month or whatever the specials are. I included that in my goal of people that I knew were going to order that last month. And then obviously the flash sale. Hello. So that pushed me over my goal. But your goals should not be minimal. They should not be something that you know you can do. And honestly, your goals should be stuff that you never have reached before. Because if your goal is 200, that's the minimum that you need to stay active in this company. We don't want to just be doing the minimum. We want to be going high and reaching high for those goals. So I challenge y'all to set those goals for an amount this month that you've never reached before. Try it. It's okay if you don't meet your goals. That means you're working. That means you're trying. That means that you are trying to better yourself. You're not just staying on the flat line. So make those goals things that scare you. Try it out. The next thing is fundraisers, and this is something that I personally really want to do and get into. One of our Scentsy standards is give more than you take. So look into fundraisers. See if that's something that you're able to do financially, physically, all of those things. Fundraisers can be a huge PRV booster. Number 5 is participate in challenges. When I post challenges to our page, or when Brittany posts challenges to Strength and Scents, these challenges are to help you. and they're challenges for a reason. So the first a couple months ago when I did a challenge, it was to do, they were like different products. It wasn't just wax, and try to sell one of each of those. One, I was challenging my teammates to think a little bit more outside the box and talk about our other products that maybe they don't highlight as much. But two, the people that participated in that challenge had the highest PRV in our team. What was the last challenge? I had it in my brain, but I can't remember. The last challenge we did, I can't even remember. But when I put a challenge out there, or Brittany puts a challenge out there, or you just find a challenge that you want to do on your own, share it with us. See if we can all get involved. Again, challenging yourself to meet your goals will make it, it'll make it worth it. And you will feel amazing when you actually reach your goals. So participate in those challenges that are being posted. Every time, like I said, that I've posted a challenge, the people that participate are the highest PRV for our team. So those are the 5 things I'm going to leave y'all with for a PRV training. I know a lot of y'all had a lot going on today, so you're not here right now, but there was a couple more things I wanted to leave you with. Find what works for you when you're doing your PRV. Don't compare yourself to anyone else on the team. I know that competition is a real thing, and it's good for some people because they want to compete and they want to, it makes people do better, which is awesome, but find what works for you. The things that I do may not work for you, and the things that you do probably don't work for me because we work our businesses different. I'm going to write this down before I forget. Find what works for you in your business and do you. Don't worry about anybody else. If you're meeting your goals every month, or you're happy with your PRV every month, that's fine. Again, your goals aren't my goals. If your goal is to be just to stay active every month, then that's fine. But your goal should be to be above that. So if you don't quite meet that goal, you're still active. I hope that makes sense. So even though your goal is to stay active every month, your goal should still be higher. So in case you don't meet that goal, you are still active. Be consistent. This is huge in our business. Be consistent in all the things that you do. Partying, be consistent. Following up, be consistent. If you follow up with someone 1 month about a sample and they hated it, and you don't follow up with them the next month, but they loved it and you didn't follow up with them, then what? They're not probably going to buy because you didn't follow up with them. Every month you should be talking to your customers. And yes, that takes time, but this business takes time to run. And that leads me into my last and final thought to leave you with is, I'm going to tell y'all one of my pet peeves, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, but stop saying that you don't have time. Something that Chloe posted to the leaders page the other day is when you say, I don't have time, or whatever it may be, anything to do with not having time to do something, or you just can't do it, replace that with the words, it's just not that important to me, or it's not a priority of mine, and see how that makes you feel. Because what you do in this business, you will make time for what you want. And I'll say that very clearly. All of us have things going on in our life. All of us have things that all of us don't know about. And I think that's huge. Just because someone doesn't post on Facebook all their dirty laundry and what they're going through doesn't mean that they're not. So it comes back again to find what works for you, but don't say that you don't have time to work this business. Don't say that someone has it easier than you. They have more time to do those things. No, they make time to do those things. And I have many examples of people that I know in this business that are going through some crazy stuff with their family. But do you know where they are in this business? They are at the very top because they make their business, their Scentsy business, a priority. And I'm not saying push everything aside and everything Scentsy. No, I'm saying make time for what means something to you. There are ways to work around a schedule. one of my friends, Katie Lassiter. She is a newly retired nurse. We know nurses' schedules are crazy. She just left her job because she has a full-time Scentsy business. Same thing for our SSG Chloe Cox. They all made time for their business because it was important to them. So please stop saying you don't have time. Please stop saying that you have too much going on, because that's your choice. And I will say that when I earned Mexico, my husband was deployed. I was by myself with the 2 boys. I was working another part-time job. I was the second VP of a spouses club, which is a part-time job. And I was running a household by myself, but Scentsy was important to me, so I made that a priority of mine. So no excuses. Hashtag no excuses. Rise above all the Anchored Scents things. I hope this was helpful to y'all, and I hope some of it hit home. If you have any questions, reach out to your frontline. Like I mentioned before, that should be the first stop for any questions you have in your business, because they're your sponsor for a reason, so use them. If they can't help you for any reason or whatever it may be, then go to their upline or to our director. But your frontline, your sponsor, not your frontline, your upline, your sponsor should be your first stop. So I hope y'all have a wonderful Tuesday. Please let me know if you have any questions. And as always, my inbox is open if you need anything. I hope y'all have a great day. Bye, guys.